like, I remember vividly that Priyanka said I would not sit next to her. Because I thought that was rude, but she didn't sit next to me. Like when I noticed that, I noticed myself getting angry at her for saying the same things again and again. She's like getting mad at me for existing, basically. Yeah. She's always like nagging me, and she's like, oh, like, you know, you should really go to sleep, or like, I do nag a lot. I got like so mad that I made her cry. Hey guys, it's Poonam and Priyanka, and today we are getting twin therapy. Okay, so basically, I feel like Poonam and I have been together longer than most married couples. It is actually, I came across this marriage article, and I noticed like a lot of these problems pertain to me and my twin. So like, we have married couple problems? Is that it now? I guess so. Yeah, we've only ever spent 3 days apart from each other. Yeah, as much as we love being twins, I think we're now at the point where we're arguing a lot and we want to fix our dynamic issues with each other. So we think this is a great thing to do. And we're super excited to have twin expert, Dr. Joan Friedman, with us.
I'm Dr. Joan Friedman. I am a twin specialist, and I'm so happy to be here today. I'm an identical twin, so I have the experience not only of myself growing up as a twin, but seeing it through my children and through my parenting experience made me write my first book, which is Emotionally Healthy Twins. A lot to help parents understand that the twin connection is not the most important connection. In response to this book, I started having a lot of young adult twins contact me. So I felt the need to write a second book, which was the same but different. So then I decided I needed to write a third book because it's different when you grow up with a twin. That's kind of a rundown of my books. I've been doing this probably for 25 years. I'm very passionate about this. I love to talk about it, and I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here with us. We're so excited to have you. I heard about Dr. Joan Friedman because basically I was sitting next to a plane passenger who had dated her twin at some point. And you know what's funny? On this plane flight, like, I remember vividly that Priyanka said I would not sit next to her because I thought that was rude, but she didn't sit next to me because I had plane anxiety, and so like she didn't want to deal with it. So she had been dealing with it for so many flights, and you never get over it. Anyway, so she didn't want to deal with it, so I sat by myself. I had a passenger next to me, and he was like a nice older man. So we started talking, and I told him that my twin didn't sit next to me, and then he talked about you.
Funny, I've got to find out who this is. So I heard a little bit of what we were talking about in your intro, and I sort of wanted to pick up on that.
Yeah.
So you said that you're sort of really sick of each other.
Right.
And I really do believe that being a twin is like being a married couple.
Yeah.
I really, really do. I think it's a really apt metaphor.
Problem is, like, we've been feeling this for like a couple years actually. Now, like, I notice myself, I'm just like, we're in like a group setting, like with friends and stuff, and like she says a lot of the same things. So like when I noticed that, I noticed myself getting angry at her for saying the same things again and again. I'm just like, wow, okay, like, yeah, I noticed her like getting like mad at me for like just like such small things. Like, I'm like, she's like getting mad at me for existing, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. See, that is like being a marriage. You know, you go with your husband to a social event, you hear your husband go saying the same story like so many times, you're like, oh God, get me out of here, you know?
Yeah.
That's right. It's like familiarity breeds contempt in many situations. And so you got to get through those situations. And what helps you get through those situations is that it's not like that all the time.
Yeah.
You have a life, you have your own separate thing, you have your own relationships and attachments and passions. And so you can tolerate the familiarity breeds contempt piece a lot better because it interferes with the development of your own individuality, and that's the important piece.
Now that school is over, we don't have anything like really separating us anymore. Like, we have the same friends, we live in the same place, we go to the same places, we have one car, you know, like, so it's just like, it's a lot. No one's gonna understand you like your twin. At the same time, no one's gonna get under your skin like your twin. Yeah, so right now, we're on this journey to 1 million, so we're building from 0 subscribers to 1 million subscribers, and we're doing like videos every week together. Not having our own identities is increasingly becoming a problem. So we were thinking of doing a separation experiment on our channel and like document both of our experiences being separated for the first time. I also think like maybe like a week is not enough though. Yeah, maybe like 2 weeks. That's also not enough.
So it has to be a physical separation with very much a conscious intention of developing another kind of a friend group, a social life where you're not together every night or on the weekends.
That's so hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
and it's not going to happen right away. This is something that takes a while to develop friendships and attachments and social circles. It does.
Yeah. In your opinion, what would be the best way to go about building our own identities?
Without the physical separation?
Like, if that's something that you think that we need, you can say that too.
I think it's something you need because you're together all day. Listen, you know what? I really think it'd be great if you found a job, in another city, where you could do what you do and physically remove yourself and start a life. The twins that grow up with a sense of their own personal identity, they're the ones that get along so well, so much better.
And I feel like that's what we're missing. Yeah, 100%.
Well, you're missing it because you've never had the experience to develop it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So one of you is going to be more of a leader than a follower because if you're not, how can you get along?
Right.
But sometimes when twins get older, that becomes a problem. Has that ever been a problem? That she's been more of a leader?
Yeah. So it has been a problem that she's more of a leader because so when I was younger, I guess like I just didn't know myself and I didn't have any problem with it because I was just like, oh, I'm happy, I'm just like following Priyanka, so let's have fun together.
Yeah.
So she's always like kind of like done what I've done. I would buy the entire book of like 300 colleges and like do all the research and like pick out like 14 schools based on like what I thought I wanted, and then she literally just applied to all the schools
every single school that she applied to.
She didn't even look at the profile, she didn't do anything. She's like, oh, I'll end up going to the same school as you anyway.
Did that make you angry, or were you not able to even articulate that back then?
I wasn't angry like per se, but I was just like, okay, so you're just gonna like follow everything I do? Like, I was surprised.
So you weren't angry, but you were resentful or disappointed.
Disappointed, I think. Yeah.
Did you ever know she was feeling that?
No, I never knew that. I never knew that. This is what therapy's for. Wow. I always felt like I was like responsible for the both of us, and like sometimes I still feel like that. Sometimes I still feel like, like if I don't take care of everything, then it's all just gonna like crumble.
That caretaker role has really interfered with your own individual development.
Yeah.
It interferes with you figuring out who you are, what you want,
One of the things that I've noticed about Priyanka is like she's always like nagging, I guess, but like I know I see it like, she's always been the caretaker, but like she's always like nagging me and she's like, oh, like, you should really go to sleep, or like I do nag a lot. Yeah.
But nagging was caretaking.
Yeah.
And now it's something that's annoying because you're adult women and you want to be able to figure out how to go to sleep on your own.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we never really talked about these before. Like this is the first time in our lives we're talking about this.
That's how it usually is.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Basically, we had a huge argument. She said something to me, and I could tell that she didn't know everything I'd done for us, and like I could tell that she didn't realize
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and that she had no idea, and like that's what made me blow up at her. I got like so mad that I made her cry.
Well, you were so hurt
and
so angry and so mad.
Yeah.
And when you did she explain it to you? I mean, after it was over, was there any way to sort of talk about it, or should we talk about it now?
Yeah. She got so mad, and she basically said like, like I don't want to do this swim thing anymore. Like, let's just do our own things. And like that made me really sad because that made me sad because like I felt like everything we worked so hard for was just gonna go down the drain.
How would you know? I mean, that's just what Jane never. She didn't know everything I did for her either because we never talked about it.
Yeah.
And it created such animosity, such resentment. So it's interesting to me because when married couples say I'm done with this marriage, I'm leaving, I'm out of here, right?
Yeah.
You may think that often. But you can't say those things, so you never want to say those things, but you're thinking those things because you're so angry.
I think I need to feel special by myself, and I feel like I never feel special like as an individual. I always like only think like, oh, like like we're twins, that's what makes us cool. Right. But like I have to find out something about me that makes me feel cool.
Absolutely. That's well said. Beautifully said. That idea will really help you stop blaming one another because neither of you feel special enough.
Yeah, I think it's kind of toxic. Like when you're younger, like everyone just like, oh, twins, like you get so much attention for being a twin, and like you feel then as an adult you only feel special as part of the set, and you don't think there's any like individual like, you know, value to you.
So yeah, you're right. I mean, usually by that time, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go get a job. You know, I'm going to work. I'm going to, you know, be separated from I'm going to find my own group, my own friends, my own sense of self. But when you work together, that doesn't happen. You don't have the space for that.
Yeah, so I think like the only like solution I can see so far is like us spending time apart and really figuring out what makes us special away from each other.
And that's going to take time.
Yeah.
I know millennials don't think anything takes time, but
It's a true story.
I'm talking of my own
story.
children too.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen quickly. I'm just really glad you were here, and I appreciate how open and insightful you have been and about talking about yourselves and about each other, and it's what makes therapy so helpful and so much fun.
Yeah, and this is the part of like, you know, people like glamorize like twinhood, and like it's great, you know, there are so many great parts of it.
It's fabulous, I'm not gonna lie.
It's great. It also has its downsides, and like people don't talk about that. They only like, you know, up the great. This whole like YouTube channel or like, you know, like growing our Instagrams, you know, all this stuff wouldn't even be fun without my sister. I don't think that I would enjoy it as much. Like I enjoy it because we're doing it together. It's always more fun to do something as part of something larger than yourself. It's not fun without a partner. Yeah, it wouldn't be fun. So I'm like really happy that like we're trying to like, you know, make it better. Yeah, make the dynamic better.
Yeah, so I think the real issue now is to figure out how we're going to
individuate and how we're gonna spend time apart from each other when we've never done that. I think it'll take a lot of conscious effort and like a lot of like planning. Yeah, but I think it's something we have to do, and like I'm excited.
yeah, same.
Me too.
Alright guys, so that was our experience with twin therapist and expert Dr. Joan Friedman. It was great for me, to be honest. Because I felt like I was never understood, and I feel like I was finally heard. I think it's just great to talk to somebody that like has been through like every single possible scenario that you've gone through in your twinship. It just makes you feel like you're understood, and that's amazing. How was it for you though? I was surprised. I was like a little surprised at like, you know, like what we uncovered in this session. I didn't know some of these things. I will say like I understand my sister more, so it's great. So this is the first time we're doing any kind of video like this. So let us know in the comments below if you guys liked it, like what you guys were surprised by. I feel like it's important for you guys to know like what we go through.
Right.
Because we're not just like sisters, and like we're not just like, you know, like happy friends that like do this all the time. Like there are so many like complex issues in twinhood that people don't talk about.
So if you want more information about me and my work and my books, I'm on Instagram, IG, I know what that is now, and I have my own website, and I think I'm on Twitter too, so thank you.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments below if you guys want to see more videos like this, and this was fun.
Yes,
so much fun. All right.